On 90.2, 24 hours a day, this is Sports Hub HQ. A suspected Islamic terrorist was arrested in Hull. The 38-year-old was arrested relating to alleged terrorism offences which are being investigated by the Italian government. The arrests were part of an investigation into suspected leaders and members of the Rowdy Sharks, a terrorist organisation associated with Al-Qaeda. The organisation is headed by Najambadi Faraj Ahmed alias Mullah Krekar and represents an evolution of Ansar al-Islam, which is listed by the UN as a terrorist organisation. Earlier, I spoke to the North East Counter-Terrorism Unit CEO for those concerned in our area. Concerned about terrorism in our local area?
No, we understand that people may be concerned following today's arrest. However, we would like to reassure communities that today's activities is as a result of an ongoing investigation, which is intelligence-led.
Any other men been arrested?
Yes, other men have been arrested in Boston, Cleethorpes and Scunthorpe.
It is thought the man who was arrested in Hull was taken out of the city immediately. He and 3 others will appear before Westminster Magistrates Court. In other news, James Drinkle viciously smashed a man over the head with a brick from behind, knocking him unconscious. Drinkle, 36 of Eleanor Street, Grimsby, admitted causing grievous bodily harm to Mark Johnson with intent on August 22nd. The horrific event took place at 12:45am. Drinkle grabbed a half brick and he smashed it over Mr. Johnson's head from behind, knocking him unconscious before he hit the ground. Drinkle walked off but was later arrested and he tested positive for cocaine. Mr. Johnson was taken to hospital suffering cuts to his forehead and below an eye. Drinkle had 29 previous convictions and later admitted his psychotic behaviour was cowardly and he acted out of anger. According to Salim Khan, Drinkle was under the influence of drugs at the time of the attack. He was sentenced to 6 years and will be on an extended licence after his release. Here is the latest sports updates with Jenna Lee Portis.
In football, Grimsby Town are gunning for gold after they rejuvenated the opinions of many Mariners supporters after their 4th successive victory in a row saw them rise up the league into the playoffs following a 3-1 win against Welling on Tuesday. The feel-good factor has returned to the town ahead of arguably the biggest and most important match this season versus Cheltenham, of whom are favourites for winning the league. After seeing Grimsby performing well in recent matches, all fans will be hopeful of a quick return back to the Football League. However, with only a third of the season completed so far, the Mariners face a tough challenge ahead to achieve this goal, but with a win this weekend would be a massive confidence booster everyone at the club needs. In other latest news, at Cadwell Park, Josh Brooks has converted his practice pace into pole position for race 1. The British Superbike Championship leader was at the top of every practice session at the Lincolnshire track, and on his second lap left the rest behind by setting the fastest lap of the weekend, 1 minute and 23.33 seconds. This is only 2/10 under the existing lap record. Tommy Bridgewell snatched the last front row from Luke Mossey. Tyco's BMW Bridgewell, one of the winners at Cadwell last year, stole the final spot on the podium from Mossey by 0.004 seconds as the flag fell on qualifying for his second front row start. After claiming a race win at the circuit in 2014, local rider Peter Hickman took 5th place. Coming up, the match report. The Tigers' impressive start to the season continued today, following an emphatic victory against one of the Championship's promotion favourites, Middlesbrough. Goals from Mo Diame, Sam Clucas and Tom Huddleston ensured that Hull made it 5 wins in a row to maintain their position at the top of the table. Hull's first goal of the game came courtesy of midfielder Diame, who coolly tucked away the shot into the net following a superb cross from El Mohammadi, and they never looked back since taking the lead in the 44th minute. In the 67th minute, the Tigers secured their second. Brilliant interplay between Livermore and Huddleston presented Myler with a chance to shoot, but his shot was poor. Luckily for Hull, the ball fell kindly at Clucas' feet, who needed no invitation to shoot, converted nicely into the bottom corner. If the result was definitely not in doubt beforehand, it definitely was now, as Huddleston ensured the pick of the goals, a stunner firing into the top corner 6 minutes from time, handing Hull their best victory of the season. The final score, Hull City 3, Middlesbrough 0. I luckily had the chance to talk to fans today after the match at the KC Stadium.
How do you feel about today's win?
Well, I think it's absolutely fantastic. We have got amazing players and there's no reason for us not to go up.
What about you? Do you think they'll go up this season?
I'm not sure about that. I think we'll definitely make top 5 though.
Have you got anything to add?
I'm really disappointed about today's match. I really thought we were in for a chance.
In rugby union, Scunthorpe managed to pull the game round in the final 20 minutes after a very shocking first half against Hull. 2 yellow cards were given to the opposing team during the first half, which were deserved, but also should have resulted in penalties for Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe made 7 changes to their team since their previous game. The final score: Scunthorpe 32, Hull 20. Their next game is at Boston this Saturday.
That's all from Sports Up HQ. Make sure you're back at 12 tomorrow for new sports updates.